Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another Alliance War video. This is season 9 episode war number 2. We're gonna go ahead and boost up, just because boosting up, it's less expensive than if you'd have to use potions if you die. Anyways, this first node is a rank 5 Korg. I do have scatter lens, so when you check out the attack, it's pretty low, 6300. So yeah, it's a Korg, definitely a Korg. And I go in there, I'm like pretty confident I can take Korg because I fought a handful of them now. So begin the fight so far, no problem, right? So far, no big deal. No, this dude opens up with a heavy, bro. And then the worst part, I throw a light attack. Dude, how? How, Sway? How? How did he know I was gonna throw a light attack, bro? I was so tilted, cause, so basically, he just stood there, and I threw a light attack, and he magically knew to parry me. Dude, this month's AI is stupid. I just can't wait for patch 24.0. Get through this month, because not gonna lie, this has been probably one of the worst months in terms of AI and bugs. It's so bad. But anyways, pretty confident I could take this down. Haven't made any more mistakes. Gonna throw in my SP2. What I like to do with the Void is once I have 5 or 6 debuffs, I do like to throw my SP2 just because I do have the Despair Mastery. Get in a pretty sick SP1 evade in there as well. But because of the Despair Mastery, when you have more debuffs, it counts towards Despair, and because of Petrified debuff, that reverses their regen from willpower. Alright, so first fight is done. Next we've got a Cosmic with a Persistent Charge. I'm actually thinking this is going to be the champion. So I mean, regardless of who it was going to be, I was going to go in with Blade just because Blade has regen. So he's really viable for this node. No matter who it is, MODOKs, Heimdalls, whatever you're fighting here, just that regen is so valuable. And his SP1, it just has such a long, I'm not sure what the word is for it, but it lasts so long. You can just tag it after your 5-hit combo to extend. Basically, I guess I'm gonna call it your hitbox duration. I don't know, but yeah, just so that you can time Bane pretty well with Blade. So anyways, even though it is a Corvus and he is bleed immune, doing just fine. Been transferring Bane pretty well, if I do say so myself. Go in and just gotta throw an SP1, I believe, or nope, SP2. There you go, and Corvus is down. Lost a little bit more than 10% of my health, but that's alright. So node 18 is down. So far, no deaths. We're doing good. Next, we've got node 24, Persistent Charge, and this is going to be a MODOK. Now, I fought MODOK mostly on 12 and 18. 24 is pretty rare. Just because, I mean, generally you are going to just block until you get an opening with MODOK to take down his auto block or his force field. So I do heal up quite a bit, 20k basically. Going with the Void, I'm pretty confident I can take this fight. Start the fight just blocking, going with the heavy, and that was pretty close actually, and just stopping with 4-hit combos just in case. But yeah, like I said, this month's AI has been so bad. There's a certain point where MODOK just decides to shut down, but so far not going too bad. But in a bit, something that like really frustrated me just because it's costing me potions basically. But as you can see, 71% health. I've lost 9% health to block. It's not that bad, but it's damage either way. So yeah, just trying to get this mod to get off me, but here we go. And any day now. So MODOK basically just like kind of shut down, is not doing anything, and I don't trust the AI, so I'm kind of going pretty slow. And dude, look, 2.5k damage through block. It's a critical through block. Immediately. Let's go to MODOK. Crit through block. I'm looking for crit through block. Crit through block. Crit through block. Every 7th hit is guaranteed critical. Crit through block. Don't see nothing. Corvus Glaive. Can trigger critical hits through an enemy block. Okay, so Corvus Glaive can crit through block. Cyclops can strike critical hits even while opponent is blocking. Yandu. Let's see. Yandu's Yaka Arrow allow it to trigger critical hits and abilities through an enemy block. Back to MODOK. Crit through block, crit through block. Oh, look, there's no crit through block. Seriously? Come on. Slash end rant. Alright, well, anyways, we're gonna get through the rest of the fights. It's just like my rant. It was pretty frustrating that, I mean, I had already used a good amount of potions, big boy potions too, so yeah, it's a pretty expensive war comparatively because I mean, sometimes I get through wars with using only like 2 potions, which is pretty good for lane 6-7. But the fact that I lost 30% of my health because all of a sudden MODOK has crit through block, yeah, it's not the best feeling. And because I'm boosting, that's actually 15k health, but took him down, so at least I didn't die. Next up, we've got the most fun and interactive Domino. I used to do this fight with Void, but because of Domino, basically, actually it's a lot of champions who have a little bit better of a dash back than most champions. I believe it's like mostly like large champions or medium and large champions where enemies just decide not to throw their specials, and so I've gotten to circumstances where a Domino is just cornering me with Void and I just can't do anything because I'm just waiting for her to throw her special. So yeah, I've started to use Sparky. It's just now it's just a lot safer option. Plus I also have the Resonate Mastery, so that also kind of reduces the degen damage as long as I'm pretty aggressive with it. So as you can see, 80 on the degen, 139 compared to what should be like a 300 or so. So yeah, pretty good. And throw another SP2. We actually got 2 crits there, which is pretty good. She throws her SP2. I'm gonna block the first one, evade the last one, just save her and get her down. So yeah, pretty good fight there with Sparky. Next up, we got No 38, and if you guys seen Legacy's video, yeah, this is gonna be a rank 5 thing. Now the premise towards his placement here is because if he throws a special before he has 15 rock charges or close to 15, you have virtually no way to push him to the next bar of power without activating his unstoppable, or you'd have to get basically explosive personality, which does damage back to you. Now here he has 14 charges, and then I hit him once and freaking Pacify decides to kick in probably at the worst moment possible. So yeah, he was a 14, I parried, He was still at 14 after I hit him. Luckily, he didn't throw his special, because then I would have been in a little bit of a jam. Is I like to do my combos in 5 hits, so if I'm about to throw my special attack, generally I like to count. So after this, I believe I do 3 hits and then special 2. And like I said, I like to stack as many debuffs as possible right before Fear the Void kicks in. So at that one point, I had 8 debuffs up on him. Right, and now I just gotta get another parry. And I want him to throw a special 2. Gonna throw a 4-hit combo, but he dies before I throw my special. So yeah, thing is down. Not a bad fight, honestly, and I think even if he did go unstoppable, the fact that you can parry makes him so much easier. Alright, now we got node 42. This is a rank 4 skill, which was it was actually a little surprising to see something less than rank 5 on my path. So I go with Sparky. I don't heal just because this war has been already pretty costly, and I don't think I'm gonna die to this node. But yeah, that's Airy Man's last words. But no, we don't actually die here. So oops, spoiler alert, we don't actually die. So gonna build my charges, getting a nice intercept there. I actually wasn't expecting an intercept there. But push him to the SP1. But yeah, this Kingpin really isn't that difficult of a fight. It's just his ability to shrug off debuffs sometimes. Get a parry, I'm gonna power drain, and then I believe I have him throw his SP1 just so that I can throw my my SP2 without having to worry about his SP2. And throw mine, and he goes down. 30 hits, pretty easy fight. Now on to my last fight. Last fight is node 52. You guys should be aware, excuse me. You guys should be pretty knowledgeable about this node. It's not the most difficult of mini bosses. Basically, it's just strike back, and I think it's enhanced regen. But yeah, it's not too difficult to fight. This is the first time I'm fighting an Iron Man though on this node. Not really thinking anything of it. I did heal Void a little bit just in case, because Iron Man Infinity War, he can catch you off guard sometimes. So beginning the fight, we're good. He got 2 armor ups. Once he hits 3, I do try to slow down because I am the one to be unlucky to trigger a 4th armor up and get parried. So far, fight's going so good. I'm not too worried about strike back just because all of Iron Man's specials are pretty easy to evade, and regardless of which special he throws, you can't punish them immedially. So going in here and just throw my specials nilly-willy, and just gotta wait. Basically, this is like a waiting game until he gets until I get Fear the Void, where I can just pretty much go ham on specials. Right there, that's pretty sketchy. Did several hits while he had 3 armors. I have been unlucky in the past where he gets his next armor up, and yeah, I got parried. But yeah, so far the fight's going good. Throw my SP1, but he blocked it. It's probably my timing, honestly, now that I look at it. But here is the unlucky part. I'm thinking, okay, so far we're good. He has no power. He's about to trigger his signature ability, and bam, parried. I'm like, come on, dude. If I waited literally half a second, that armor up would have been gone, and I would have kept all the health that I just lost. But regardless, we didn't die, so I'm just basically waiting it out here. Gonna throw my SP1 in a bit. I actually catch him on the way back, and Iron Man goes down. So yeah, that's it to the war. I'm sorry you guys had to hear me rant, but yeah, this update is just has been pretty bad overall. I can't wait for 24.0. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.